Children playing dress up is perfectly normal, but is it if the whole world is watching? There are nearly 5,000 childhood beauty pageants that take place per year, which means hundreds of thousands of kids are entering into this industry that can be toxic and definitely unsafe. Childhood beauty pageants should be abolished due to their terrible effects they leave on children. Next, I want to talk about how beauty pageants have over-sexualized children, which sometimes encourages pedophilia, how it can cause mental health and body issues, and how some kids don't even want to partake in these, but they feel so pressured by their parents that they have to. First, I want to talk about how the industry over-sexualizes children. So a lot of these girls get dressed up, they wear a lot of makeup, they wear these dresses, and that's fine. If they want to look pretty and that's what they think it is, okay. But there are some examples where people take it a little bit too far. So in the List YouTube video, The Dark Truth About Child Beauty Pageants, it shows a little girl dressed up as Julia Roberts' character from Pretty Woman. If you are unfamiliar with this movie, Julia Roberts plays a prostitute. This little girl dressed up like a prostitute to win a beauty pageant, which is wrong. Later in the video, they quote Harvard sociologist Dr. Hilary Friedman saying, "On these reality shows, you can go out as a 6-year-old and wear a ton of makeup, have a bare midriff. So many see these girls on TV, and as they're watching that, they think that it's okay. When it becomes so suggestive, it seems okay, which it shouldn't. It should never seem okay to see a little kid dressed up like that and think that that's normal, but sometimes they do. Next, I want to talk about how children's mental health can really be affected by these competitions because they can start to see themselves as just like a winner or a loser, and that's not okay because they're just children. So in order to win a beauty pageant, you are judged on your beauty, but that puts a lot of pressure on kids because they're judged on every move they make. They're trying to be perfect, they're trying to look perfect, they're trying to do everything perfect, which can be hard for anyone, but especially when they're so young. In Laura Sinpu's article, Child Beauty Pageants Foster Adult Dissatisfaction and Eating Disorders, she says, because the focus is on looks, Dr. Cartwright warns that some of the kids who go through multiple competitions can display in their later years many various eating disorders, which is terrible because all of these kids are kids. They shouldn't be pressured to be perfect, and them starving themselves later in life because of beauty pageants isn't right. But also in Alan Schwartz's article, Toddlers and Tiaras, Child Beauty Pageants, Are They Good for Our Children? He says, participants may begin to believe that their worth is solely based on their looks and performance, leading to feelings of anxiety and depression. So, that says it perfectly. These kids are so scared of not being perfect that they develop actual mental health issues. So if you could look to the screen really quick, I want to show you a picture of a girl from Toddlers and Tiaras. And she had just lost the competition, and in the picture you can tell that she's saying, "It's all my fault." She is a little girl, and it should not be that big of a deal to lose a beauty pageant. Next, I want to talk about how many only participate in these events because their parents pressure them so much. So many are thrown into this world because their parents want that. Their parents want their daughter or son to be the beauty queen or king, and it's not right. But in Psychology Today's article, Princess by Proxy, Extreme Pageant Moms, they discuss Catherine Catalan, a pageant kid of a previous beauty queen. So that alone should tell you that it's going to be fun. So she says, "I didn't know that I hated pageants. I thought I loved them, as my mother had said. I didn't find out until my body told me at the age of 16. So her parent, her mom, had talked her up like, "Oh, you love this. This is your favorite thing." But she didn't. She really, really didn't like it. Now, if you'll look at the screen again, I want to show you something that can be a little bit difficult to watch. This is a picture of a little girl who is getting Botox for a childhood beauty pageant, and her mom is perfectly fine with it. If you see it, her mom's letting it happen, which is insane. But while not everybody has this experience, like Tamara Tobin from the Cuts article, she didn't have a pushy mom, and she genuinely enjoyed pageants. But it's important to realize how rare that really is, because a lot of kids, They're too young to go, oh, I want to be in a beauty pageant. But instead their parents are like, do you want to do this? And they can feel like, oh, well, yeah. And then their parents put so much pressure on them that it can really, really harm them. But to conclude, I want to say, due to their terrible effects that they have on children, beauty pageants should be over. They should be abolished. They should not take place anymore. They over-sexualize kids, which is not okay. They cause mental health and body issues later on in life, and even then, those kids are depressed and anxious all the time, trying to be perfect. And a lot of them don't even want to be there, but they just feel so pressured by their parents. In today's world, we should try to protect children. And a really, really good way to do that is to take them out of these toxic conditions like beauty pageants. Thank you.